Just now, Brad was talking about his dad's, what was it?
Clackers.
Newton's my dad's clackers.
Yeah. My dad's clackers. Oh,
They're insane.
they look ugly.
They
do.
the Newton's
They're
cradle.
like those store-bought clackers.
Clackers.
The thing that there are 5 metal balls, you take one and it goes back and forth on a desk. Sharper
A
image.
Newton's cradle,
A
if
Newton's
you will.
cradle, yes.
Yeah, and you were talking about how your dad made one, and I made the comment, there are many like it, but this one is mine, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that's a reference to some kind of phrase or motto or poem or saying that military men say about their rifles or guns,
Or women.
and I don't understand it.
Back then,
What does it
there
have
was
to?
only men.
It could be. What does it have to do with anything? What does it mean? Why are they singing about their guns?
Oh, sure. Well, military experts Ray and Brad.
Yeah.
General Harrington and Admiral Rohr are happy to answer your military question. Private Staten.
I don't under. I just.
Yeah. So it's I don't know, but I would guesstimate that it is about the idea of like you have to care for your weapon.
Okay.
You know, if you're out there in the Vietnams,
Yeah.
you know, your weapon is your lifeline. If you're anywhere, because you're making a face, Chuck. Like, I don't know about that. It's true.
I'm thinking more about
If you are dropped into a war zone, right, and you have a rifle, that rifle is literally your survival. That if something happens to it, it's about taking care of the weapon. You can't get it too wet. You got to make sure sand or dirt is not in the chamber. You got to make sure everything works properly. So I think that's why they drill that into them.
And they drill it into them early because everyone gets a version of the same weapon. You know, at one point it was an M16. I'm sure it's something different now. I don't know what it is. And so
And it was muskets when you were. Yeah.
well,
Anyway.
well, when I was there.
Yeah. Oh no, rocks.
Take that, Goliath.
he throws the bone in the air.
Oh no! I drew a blank on the who fought the giant.
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that day you went. No, David, you do it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
But everyone gets this a version of the same one. So there are many like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah.
It's responsibility for your
And
thing.
also genital hygiene.
Genital or general?
both.
Both.
Okay.
A general's genitals. Oh my god.
Matt Rifle. But
Matt Rifle. You're just blurting stuff out now. Yeah.
I've been hanging out with Norman too much. But the
Warbra Walters.
So there you go. So you're saying it's for telling these recruits, like it's for them to remember how important it is?
Yeah.
They're drilling into all of them during, boot camp, right? The drill sergeant is drilling into them these ideas for like general stuff. Like you can't count on, we're talking back when the draft was around. You can't count on everybody there being like cognitively reasonable, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe there are some soldiers who weren't meant to be soldiers, and we're trying to help those guys out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they say help, but I think a lot of the military is about unification and making sure everyone is the neat little cog in the wheel, right? And you have to fit into that thing. And there are people that excel in that idea, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It is funny that you asked that question. We gave a reasonable response, and you were like, right?
Well, it's just like-
you made a face.
It's hard. I guess it's like I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
If you gave me that logic based around like a kindergarten teacher talking to 5-year-olds,
Sure.
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I guess it's hard for me to be like, to understand the idea of like, listen, men, your gun is important. You gotta take care of that gun. And they're like, huh? And
Yeah.
you're like, listen, we made a little song.
Well, it's because they
You know
have
what
to
I mean?
have that weapon has to be cared for with certain standards in mind, right?
Yeah,
like
for
you have
sure.
to do it a certain way. The same way you have to make your bed a certain way
The
when you're in
the
boot
draft.
camp.
The draft aspect makes more sense to me because
Yeah.
it feels like people that are not super prepared.
Yeah.
Prepared.
Prepare
And
or papard, if you will.
papad.
Tartard.
And
You can't say that anymore. You can't say that. The T word.
that makes sense in terms of being
Best
like,
friend.
Well, they want to drill it into people's
Mentally
heads
tartare.
who who aren't necessarily built for this or know a lot about this or have a lot of experience, but in terms of like people who are part of the military, to be like, guys, listen, your gun's important. They're like, huh? And they're like, we made a song. Is that's weird to me. You know what I mean? It's just a little strange.
I mean, it's not a song. It's more just like, there's a lot of military like marching
cadencey things.
Yeah, I don't know what I've been told.
Yes.
Yeah.
That seems like it's just for fun.
No, that's to keep the pace during a march or a jog.
It's on Casual Fridays. They do that one. Yeah, it's just for fun. The drill sergeant's like, guys, let's just, hey, if we're not having fun, what are we even doing?
I guess not for fun, but it's like,
anyway, here's the enemy. Kill, kill, kill.
I guess what I'm saying is like the words of the song are not important.
Yeah.
It's like those are for fun, and they just keeping the rhythm is the point of saying things out loud.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The words are just like, I don't know, but I've been told my grandma is really old. Doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah.
It's just to go
you roasted
boom,
yourself.
Boom, boom, boom. Or are you proud of it?
I don't know.
You could be.
I think if you take out the sing-songy element that Chuck has added to "This Is My Rifle," or whatever, there are many like it. I think
sing-songy. What did I? How did I say it?
You did call it a song numerous times. I think
a poem.
It's like any organization that has a long-standing tradition of any kind. In the church, it's called a liturgy. You say the Hail Marys. Or if, is that a poem?
I think religion is a little different.
Well,
because chanting.
I'm just saying any organization has these things that you say.
That's not true. I can name 100 organizations that you know.
A lot of organizations have these things that you repeat, and they are a part of the community. Knowing this thing is a part of
tribalism.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's weird because like outside of religion and military, can I get an example?
Sure. What I want.
The Walmart people.
I was going to go with a cheer at the beginning.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Or if you work at a chain restaurant, their version of the Happy Birthday
sport
song.
game ever.
Yeah.
Well, this is so funny.
Why is that different? That's tribalism.
Because I believe a sport game, there is an element of competition and intimidation and kind of standing up for something in a place where there are a lot of people who are standing up for the opposite thing in the same place.
You just described war.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do that in war. They don't do it in the battlefield.
Yes, they do.
That's when they do it?
No, they don't
do it at all
They
times.
don't do that
What is
particular
this?
thing.
What is this? We're here to do a podcast,
I'm
and
trying to
instead
figure
we're
this
like
out.
trying to explain a simple thing to a simple man, and I don't know what's happening.
I'm trying to.
We haven't even opened the episode
not.
yet, and we're talking about tribalism and chants.
I think the idea of sports, there's a little bit of competition that's like a little bit more. It's ambiguous unless you're actually displaying some sort of visual cue or vocal cue of the reason you're there. Bears versus whatever. If Brad's dressed like this and he walks in, I think he wants to go bear down or whatever the hell he says because it indicates the person he's rooting for.
Yes,
and I don't think this rifle thing really fits into that.
Right, because it's about
a specific gun that's not for a specific side. It's just like what you have. But I'm just trying to think about it. Religion also feels like it's a different reason. There's a different thing with religion.
I think it's still, as part of this organization, you say this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the idea of like really drilling something into someone's head that's not used to it makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
As opposed to
which means Brad and I have to come up with a lot of little songs to try and get this information to you. You know what I mean? Have it stick.
Well, it's like so we'd kind of say that like people that have been in the military for 25 years aren't saying that thing, right?
They're probably not saying it now, but they were probably a part of it 25 years
That's
ago.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying it makes more sense for that.
Yeah.
But the people in the sports things, I think the people that are in for 25 years are saying it more than anybody else.
Most of them, yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's all right.
There are hues. Bear
down.
You know?
Yep.
Bear down indeed.
Yep.
We went to a Blackhawks game. I got Brad tickets. He refused to wear a jersey for Blackhawks.
I wore gang neutral black to the game because we were going to the game in Boston, and I'm like, oh, Boston fans.
I've asked you, Brad, many times to stop describing people as gang neutral black.
Everyone was very nice in the stands, but it's because the Bruins won 5-1. So
I don't know.
I'm sure I would have been fine. It's a regular season game. Nobody cares. I'm not drunk.
A man was hung in the street tonight.
Yes.
Hanged.
He's wearing his Blackhawks shirt.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was hung.
Oh, bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Funbearable. My name is Brad Rohr.
I am currently Ray Harrington,
I am Chuck with reasonable questions stated.
who refuses reasonable answers.
The draft is reasonable.
Okay.
Religion being the same is not reasonable.
You heard it here first, folks. The draft is reasonable. How else are you going to get these people to fight these very important wars? Where are we getting our oil? That's my question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Reasonably speaking, this episode will likely come out in the March times.
Yes.
Very soon.
Okay.
Right?
This is good
Yeah.
because I thought it would be a lighthearted thing. We got pretty serious right away.
Right, yeah.
So here, let me bring some lighthearted energy to this proceeding.
Fate
right?
versus free will. All right.
Here we go.
Here are my thoughts.
So, I happen to be an Irish lineage person,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, St. Patrick's.
Yes, that's coming. It's right around the corner, or depending on release schedule. It was so fun.
I think it's right around the corner.
Okay,
Well, it could be behind the corner behind us.
Yeah, get your corned
It
beef.
was right around the corner.
Get your cabbage, right? I found something out that I think is, ironically, right up Chuck's alley, his dirty, dirty alley.
Ugh.
It's
Is it about
right
the
up
Irish?
there. It's partly about the Irish. It's about appropriation.
Corned beef and potatoes.
Okay,
Yep.
It's-
He loves them.
It's like talking to a early version of an AI.
No way.
Irish.
No way. AI never
corned
asked-
beef and potatoes.
AI does not ask the interesting questions that I ask.
I mean,
Autistic intelligence.
I will also point out when we mentioned Ecuador, because we have at least one listener from Ecuador, Chuck was like, yeah, street dogs.
But I was right.
And then
Yeah,
looked it
yeah,
up to prove
yeah.
that that's an okay stereotype.
No. We were like, that's not accurate. I think one of you said that's not accurate. We looked it up, and it is
Yes.
a problem in Ecuador.
Yes.
We've got to take care of these
There
street
are
dogs.
many areas where street dogs are an issue.
Well, Ecuador is the biggest.
I don't know. Per capita?
Per capita.
Oof.
All right.
How many dogs per person is what I want to know.
Yeah.
6.
Wow.
6 dogs in every person.
too many.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
Did you say
meant.
in every
That's why there's so
person?
many
In
street
everyone?
dogs. Yeah.
Oh, street dog.
Yeah.
This guy's got 6 in him right now.
Yeah. Just that you're talking about hot dogs you buy from the
was gonna
street.
say, yeah.
Hot dogs you find on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is happening this year.
Okay.
And I can't think of a better reason to call in a bomb threat than this. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Well, Brad did a bomb threat last episode.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do a bomb threat. That was the point.
Oh, yeah.
So McDonald's. Are you familiar with McDonald's?
They
Fast food restaurant?
yeah, they do the really spicy hamburgers, right?
Yeah, billions served, right?
Are you... I don't want to bury the lead. Are you going to bring up a specific uncle that we're very excited to meet?
Yes.
Because this is
yes.
a character that Brad and I have a lot of experience with.
Oh, you guys already know this.
Well, it's not... No, this is new. This is also
Wow.
new, but we have a very...
Someone shut the door because the wind is out of my sails.
Yep.
No. I love the idea of putting any sort of focus on this thing.
Okay, I want to put it I want to put focus on this thing to eradicate this thing.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
I will...
I want to shine a light on it the way people need to shine a light on the Catholic Church.
I want...
Keeping things Irish.
Sing your songs. I want
Not Catholic.
you to shine your light and let it shine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. I guess I'm coming out of the closet. I want you to shine your light. Okay. So Dr. McF Frankenstein is a character that Charles has created.
Yeah.
Some would say, an abomination
Yes, that's the word.
to decency, sanity, and others would say that's fun.
Yeah.
Right? The insane, the
Yes.
criminally insane.
Yes.
This character feels straight out of a Dr. McF Frankenstein pitch.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the worst way.
and for some people who might not know,
Yeah.
like because that was on the other podcast. We didn't air on this yet.
Oh, okay.
It's
He's
never-
come up so much on this podcast.
He's come up a couple times. I
Yeah.
think you're Dr. Genius, Dr. McF Frankenstein. Got a lot of roles. There was a character.
I noticed you have a very narrow pool that you pull from.
McF
They're
Frankenstein's
all
a madman.
PhD.
Senator.
McFrankenstein's a madman. Genius is an idiot. It's two completely
They're
separate.
totally different.
Senator Ninja Turtle.
And so Dr. McF Frankenstein was a character
Prime
on
Minister Jizz.
on Prime Minister Jizz. oranges. This song is crazy. But Dr. McF Frankenstein was a character in the Chuck and Brad podcast where we invited Ray on, and I don't think Brad knew what I was doing at all.
I did not.
And neither did Bray.
I didn't know while you were doing it.
Yeah.
And
I'd say you didn't know what you were doing for the last 25% of it.
Yeah, you were like, what do you think? You finished.
Yes.
that's part of my little game. So anyway, I came up with this character. Why did I come up with this thing? And what happened was I came up with this whole story about how at the Super Bowl, that McDonald's came up with this ad campaign where all of their McDonald's land characters have been kidnapped and missing in violent ways, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
And
You had like crime scenes.
Yeah.
yeah. And Dr. McF Frankenstein was the perpetrator who kidnapped them, and he was taking over the McDonald's menu for 1 year, and it was Dr. McF Frankenstein's year of McMadness.
Right.
And every month they had a rotating menu, and so I came to the table with the ad campaign and the different commercials and the menu for the year.
Yeah.
And we walked through it, and we had a good time, and people really enjoyed the episode.
The way you would walk through some sort of memorial. Very somber. Very somber.
I think that episode was the episode where I laughed the hardest, because I remember in my office in Riverside where I had to stand up from the table, and I went over to the
Oh, right, yeah.
to the sink, and I was like hyperventilating, and my stomach hurt from laughing so hard. And it was a landmark episode. We got to air it here, but we haven't actually put it on the Funbearable feed yet. We've probably just mentioned it a few times over the.
Why not? Let's throw it up as a bonus.
Yeah, we'll throw it up as a
You know
bonus.
what I mean? Let's do it.
I think it might be. I think it's one of the funniest episodes we ever recorded in terms of all of us laughing and having a good time.
It was definitely insane.
Yeah,
for
it was
sure.
insane, yeah.
And you've threatened the return,
Right.
And I don't want it. And I feel bad that I'm reminding you of it.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
the return blueprints have been drawn.
Somebody
By someone else.
Somebody burn those blueprints.
So this is real, and this is truly insane. There is a character named Uncle O'Grimacy.
Who's that character related to?
You're not going to believe this. It is one Grimace themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't know what a Grimace is. I don't know if there are. Well, there are others.
I do know what a grimace is,
But this one is green.
Yes.
I always thought the grimace was a living milkshake.
No, you're wrong.
Not a living milkshake.
I know what it is.
I have some history and some background
Ooh,
that
let's
I'm going
hear
to
it.
get into as
Before
well.
you looked into the history, can I ask you?
Yeah.
What did you think the grimace was?
Taste bud.
You thought it was a taste bud.
Yeah.
You looked at that purple fucking asshole and you said, "That's a taste bud."
If you think that looks like a purple asshole, you need to go to the doctor.
There's no way you looked at it. Was like, "That's a bud." Taste
You told
bud."
me this a long time ago that it was a taste bud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, if you didn't know
So
it was a
now
taste bud,
now I'm like,
What-
I'm a crazy jerk.
what,
because
what,
of that?
what did you think it was?
I had
when
no
you were
idea.
a child?
An amorphous blob.
Yep, there we go. I was going to say sentient blob.
Yeah.
Clown.
And we're borderline on sentient. We don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess you know what's interesting.
Not-
Clown. Like if you think of the cast, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Clown, burglar,
Yeah.
bird.
Phoebe. Monica.
I
But I
mean,
guess the other ones aren't foods.
well, a
Mayor
mayor,
McCheese.
and then
Yeah.
the children are McNuggets.
the McNugget buddies.
There's two anthropomorphized burger people
Yep.
that are, which is truly insane.
It
that it's a
is.
human body with a massive head that is the
See,
burger.
that-
No neck, just the head. I don't know how do they sleep?
See, that is weird too
How do they
because
go places?
even those characters aren't just a food item.
Right. Well,
They're-
the history is they had the oh god, what are they called? Not Hanna-Barbera, but the Moffats. Is it Moffat?
It's
I can't remember.
yeah. It's two F's in it.
Yeah. But they did.
Oh God.
I know. I'm drawing such a blank right now. It's so bad.
Croft.
Yes. Yes.
Sid and Marty Croft.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. There
Croft.
we got there. Laura Croft.
That's
Yes.
right. When you said
Oh,
Moffat,
British.
I'm like OFF.
Yeah, no. Moffat is a writer who's good at starting things and terrible at ending things.
I believe that Sid and Marty Croft did a couple TV shows. One of them
Yeah.
was the most famous one was
Banana Splits? No.
Something like
No. Great Space Coaster?
No,
I
there's a
don't.
name.
I don't know.
But McDonald's hired them to make
Yeah.
these characters, and then they said we don't want to use you, and then they
Right,
basically
and then they just took the designs
they
and all
used
the
the
stuff.
designs.
Yeah, so we're talking about a weird area. The
Yes.
70s is weird, and McDonald's is like, we're doing it. You know what I mean? Clowns are still creepy looking, but supposed to be fun.
Yes.
It only could come from the 70s.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, this is very true. Uncle O'Grimacy
yes,
it's horrifying. I think it's disgusting. It's a character. It is a grimace
yep.
that is green
Yes.
with a green hat,
Okay.
a green little shamrock vest, and is carrying a shillelagh.
Yep.
Craig, let's throw up an image of that, and I hope we have the little thing in the corner of the screen like a TV rating. This is TVMA. DC, which stands for Disgusting Creeps. Okay. DCC, Disgusting Creeps in Costume. There we go. I don't want people thinking that it was us that was the Disgusting Creeps. Uncle O'Grimacy, go ahead.
I wanted to find out the name of the thing. HR Puffin Stuff.
There we
right.
go.
That's what
yes.
the big one is.
In my mind, it was OG Readmore. Not similar, but not the same. All right.
Two letters.
Yep.
So-
Uncle O'Grimacy.
So,
Green, very green.
1975.
Wow.
Uncle O'Grimacy makes his appearance.
Yeah.
And it was when they introduced the Shamrock Shake, which is just a mint milkshake.
Yes.
Right.
As a kid, I got super excited when it was Shamrock Shake time.
Yep.
That was great.
I love a Shamrock Shake.
Yeah, I haven't had it in decades, but yeah.
I love milkshakes,
Mm-hmm.
and as an adult who cares about what they eat now, I don't have milkshakes, and it makes me sad.
As an adult who doesn't care about what he eats, I had a milkshake last August. It was great.
That's August?
Yeah, I think so. Ice cream barn.
Wow, that's a long
Vanilla?
S'mores. S'mores flavored, yeah. I like the s'mores flavor profile, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you even do that as a shake?
Oh, Ice Cream Barn rules, dude. You don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't. I've never even heard of it.
Wright's Dairy Farm.
I've heard of the Red's Shoe Barn.
Wright's Dairy Farm also does. They have Wright's Dairy Farm and they have Wright's Bakery.
Mm-hmm.
So all of their ice cream has cakes and baked goods as part of it. But Ice Cream Barn is fucking-
Bagel ice cream.
Oh, Ice Cream Barn has coffee Oreo ice cream, and it's my number one favorite ice cream flavor of all time.
Everything bagel ice cream.
I just had an everything bagel thing.
Ice cream?
It was everything bagel donut,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but it was. I thought it was going to be like a savory donut. It
Yeah.
was sweet. It
Yeah.
was very weird.
I don't like that.
I
Sounds weird.
think it's fun that they're doing it.
Sure.
And I'll tell you about how I feel about it when the cameras are off.
Are we still talking about donuts and bagels? So, look, whatever you eat in your own living room is your business. So, 1975, McDonald's is bringing out the mint milkshake that they're
Right.
calling the Shamrock Shake.
Yeah.
And so, marketing, they're looking at what can we do? We've got Grimace. Everybody loves that
Yeah.
thing.
Everyone knows it's a taste bud.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks it's a living milkshake.
So, well, I can get into the origin of Grimace as well. I have that information. So, they introduce Uncle O'Grimacy from Ireland,
Yep.
who every year comes over and brings the Shamrock Shake
Oh, there's a
to
story.
McDonald Land.
I thought they had a
That's
mascot.
what it was.
I didn't realize it was a story.
Yeah, because they had created McDonald Land,
Right.
which is where all those characters live, and it's insane. And
Yeah.
whatever that guy's name, the guy who stole McDonald's from the brothers,
Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc.
Kroc.
You know, he took acid one day, and he was like, "What if they all lived there?" You know, it's awful. What if you put a drill into the ground and ketchup comes out?
Would you say that maybe it needs a culling?
I would say the whole thing has been culled.
Yeah.
It has. You go to a McDonald's now, it looks
know.
like nothing like what McDonald Land was.
I think that the lawsuit from Sid Murray Croft made
Yeah.
them stop doing the McDonald's Land characters.
It could be, yeah.
I
It very
believe
well
that
could
might be is the case.
So Uncle O'Grimacy came, and he was he's got the shillelagh, he's got the hat, he's got the vest, and he's green.
Yeah.
And because when you have a purple amorphous blob, let's make it green.
Yes.
Of course.
One small detail that I really like is that recently this came back into the zeitgeist because McDonald's is bringing back Uncle O'Grimacy, and an article from The Onion, like years and years ago,
Yeah.
did a joke about Uncle O'Grimacy, and
Okay.
they said the Irish uncle of the purple mascot Grimace would travel from Ireland each year bringing shamrock shakes to McDonaldland. That's all true.
Yep.
And then Uncle O'Grimacy was quietly phased out of McDonald's marketing. This is the Onion article. After a few years, due in part to an alleged incident in Philadelphia in 1978, where the person portraying him made statements in support of the IRA and that British soldiers were better dead than alive.
Wow.
I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a guy in a mascot costume?
Yeah.
Why can't they just get a different guy? The idea of annexing
Yeah.
the character is kind of strange.
It's also
It was a joke from
onion.
The Onion.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that part.
said it twice.
Damn, I missed
This
that.
podcast is hard today.
I'm listening to the Uncle O'Grimacy.
Are you
fact.
listening to a different podcast
No,
while we do
no.
this?
I'm listening
sorry.
to the Uncle O'Grimacy podcast. He does not care for vaccines.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
no. He's anti-vax.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry.
Wowza.
I am actively trying to remember the whole behind the scenes thing of the Sid and Marty Krofft thing.
Oh, okay.
With that, because I really do feel like it doesn't make any sense in my head. I'm like, they stopped because of the lawsuit, but didn't it feel like it went on for a long time? That
Yeah,
those
until the
characters
early
existed?
80s. at
Yeah,
least.
So
Well, I don't think it necessarily phased out because of that. I think that's I don't remember the outcome of the lawsuit. I believe the reason it faded away was because health
Yeah.
became a conscious thing, and the look wasn't good for McDonald's. Like, but
Kids.
we've created a playpen for children to come to and get diabetes,
Yeah.
right? So they phased it out in that period of time where it was. We saw like Joe Camel go away. We saw these things
Yes,
that were
that's
like
true.
preying upon children. You know
Jared
what I mean?
Fogle, yeah.
Okay, different. Hey, Joe Camel didn't touch a fucking kid.
You know what? You know what I
Gave him
think?
cigarettes. That's different.
You know what I think might have happened? I think the lawsuit made them take away certain characters, like the Big Mac guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like the ones that really looked like the things, they got rid of, and they focused more on Ronald McDonald and the Little McNuggets and the Hamburglar.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's what it was, and
Yeah.
that went away because of the reasons you're talking about.
Now, I want to be clear here. Grimace, just in general. So that's the Irish part of that.
I'm sorry.
Uncle O'Grimacy. Yeah.
Real quick question. Grimace, purple,
Yeah.
living taste bud. Uncle O'Grimacy, same family, but green.
Yeah.
How many taste buds are green?
How many are purple?
Purple. I was just gonna say I
The
don't know
whole
if
thing is
purple
weird.
yeah.
The whole thing is weird. I wouldn't be surprised if he was supposed to be something else. Now, the living milkshake part of it, I can see where that could come into play because, and here's the origin
of Grimace.
of Grimace. This
Okay.
is insane. I love all of this. Grimace made his first appearance in a. This is from the McDonald's wiki.
Okay.
Not Wikipedia.
Right.
The McDonald's wiki, the thing that people dedicate time to.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? When
yeah.
they're on their deathbeds and they look at the adults that were their children.
Yeah.
And they look at them and go, I did not have a strong relationship with these children. Why? Because I was spending my time on the McDonald's wiki. I was trying to correct, because there was one guy that kept going in and adding all these new disgusting characters. Yeah.
One.
And
It's-
he went by Chuckled McDuckled.
It's just me fighting Chuck on the McDonald's wiki.
And then this poor person's like, God, I got to keep blocking these people.
All he cares about is accuracy.
I
That's all he-
blocked Brad 1225, and then oh no, here comes Brad 1226.
Yeah, exactly.
Boxing Day, Brad.
I'm a bot, bitch. So here's the real history of Grimace, because Grimace is insane, and I've talked about this a little bit on stage, and Grimace to me represents the hubris of advertising and corporation. He represents to me the height of like companies flying too close to the sun.
Got it.
They get so comfortable in what they're doing. They're like, we're printing money. This thing writes itself. Let's keep going. We got the clown. He's fucking shucky ducky and all over the place.
This is a great point.
Yeah.
Because I wonder when they were making this cast of characters. Okay, Ronald McDonald is a clown. He's the guy.
Yeah.
Fine. We got a bird. Little Strange. We
Well,
have nuggets.
chicken, you know?
Egg
It's not
McMuffins?
even a chicken.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, we have a Mayor McCheese. To me, like, let's call that the fun one.
Sure.
Now we need another cheeseburger man.
Oh, yeah. Quarter pounder cop.
and also
Why not?
a taste
They
bud.
do you know why they got rid of the quarter pounder cup?
I can guess.
Let's just say there you don't see any fry guys of color because the quarter pounder cup.
Yeah. But it is like why are we coming up with this cast?
Yeah.
What's the
This is
additional
the hubris.
value?
This is the hubris of marketing at that time,
Right.
where it was literally we can put whatever, we can put fucking whatever. You know, this is the period of time where like commercials are exploding and kids are glued to the screen, and like laws have not been fully put together to protect children from advertising. Right?
Yeah.
This is like pre. The toys can't do things that they physically cannot do when you buy it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They had to make a law because kids were watching commercials and like they'd be selling you a toy and the toy would do something that it cannot do.
Yeah.
And they had to make a law about that. Anyway,
That's funny.
Grimace made his so this is just the base level Grimace. Do away with Uncle O'Grimacy, which by the way, Jesus Christ. As an Irish guy, I'm like, what are we doing? I don't think you can do that, right? I don't think you can. I think there would be people pissed off if it were anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else.
You're getting to sticky territory here, buddy.
Okay.
You're getting into sticky territory.
But what's the other version? Like when they had pizza. Remember when McDonald's had pizza?
Very briefly.
Was there an Italian Grimace that came? Hey, da da da. You know what I mean, like that.
I would love that.
And it was Sebastian Maniscalco. You're telling me I can get a pie at McDonald's? What are the toppings? Yeah. So this is insane. Grimace. Yes.
Just
Brett.
very glad that McDonald's didn't do everything bagels. No need to do an impression of what that was.
I don't know. No. Yowza.
I think that's okay.
No, they have the fillet of fish. Grimace made his first appearance in a commercial in November 1971.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so is it like a big mascot suit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No, this was not like a cartoon or anything like that.
Yeah,
This was like all
And he
legit.
had his stick, right?
No, that was Uncle O'Grimacy. This is regular Grimace.
Okay, all right.
This is and then Uncle O'Grimacy. He was also
Yeah,
a
I think he was
physical
too.
thing.
Yeah.
There's photos of it.
Okay.
It's great. Craig, put it up again. Put it on Chuck's face for the rest of the episode.
Sync up their mouths.
Yeah. Cover his penis with a shillelagh.
Put his voice through an Irish filter.
Smaller shillelagh. This is dumb. So this is the original Grimace, right? This is, to me, the hubris of marketing. Grimace made his first appearance in a commercial in November 1971, which means there was a period of time that overlapped. Brad knows where I'm going with this. That we, as a country, had to suffer Grimace and the Vietnam War at the same time. That there was a time where you could say, "Hey, Grimace, bring our boys home."
You think he was involved?
I don't know. Well, one of the most famous like Vietnam songs, people don't know this, was about Grimace. Stop, children! What's that sound? Everybody, look, what's going down? And there was a lot of
Grimace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Purple. He's so purple. Purple Haze was about him too. He was one of the first antagonists of McDonald Land.
Oh, I remember this.
Yes.
He used to have mean eyebrows.
Dear, he had more than that.
What do you have?
He had 4 arms.
Oh, that's right.
He had 4 arms to steal various milkshakes and soft drinks. That may be why you think he's a living milkshake.
Wow.
His whole raison d'etre was to steal milkshake.
Wow.
Was he friends with the Hamburglar? Or in cahoots?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say their relationship.
To search to Control F cahoots.
I would say, that was very good. I would say maybe it's more of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think they work together.
Yeah.
And make the big score.
Yeah.
But then kill each other, trying to screw each other over. You know what I mean? Classic heist situation,
Yeah.
right? They both have plans to screw over the other.
Right.
Wow.
Grimace is walking away with a limp. That slowly the limp goes away, right?
I would
The
love
Hamburglar's
this.
sitting at a desk. He's looking at a corkboard. Drops a milkshake on the ground. It's the usual suspects is what I was doing there. Different monster now. Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
Make Kevin Spacey Grimace.
Do an impression of it.
I think I would be into that.
Do the impression of it.
I can't do a.
You don't do a Kevin Spacey?
I can't do a Kevin Spacey.
I bet you could. He's like,
I'm gonna want that milkshake.
yeah,
something like that.
It's, I piss. You know that I hate that line. That
Oh,
syrupy piss
your
line.
milkshake? I drank it
Yeah.
already.
Oh.
Something like that.
He'd be like, oh, was that your milkshake? Like
Right,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
he's taunting.
Yeah. Hey, that's mine. I don't care. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
So I really like the idea of Kevin Spacey as Grimace.
Haha, Ronald. Like I don't know. It's weird. It's like
Oh no, the jig is up. I guess I've been caught. Right? Like something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was stealing various milkshakes and soft drinks.
Right.
With 4 arms.
Of course.
This is insane.
It helps.
He's even further from a taste bud to me with
Oh,
4
for sure.
arms.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's-
my taste buds only have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them's dead.
Yes.
Oh no.
The other one's well on its way.
It's well on its way. Because you said it was because you had pepper once? Yeah.
Well, I thought about pepper once.
Oh no. How's she doing? However, this persona was soon revised in 1972. So 1 year later, a redesigned Grimace appeared with only 2 arms and a more friendly demeanor.
Face turn. That's
Yep.
what it's called.
Okay. The character was used to advertise the restaurant's milkshakes and soft drinks. Following an appearance at Dodger Stadium, we're fast forwarding here.
Of course.
This is like in the timeline. This is like a Forrest Gump of the Grimace.
Yeah.
Yeah. On July 18th, 2012.
Wow.
Oh, recent.
It was at Dodger Stadium versus the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yes.
He appeared dancing to Ram Jam's Black Betty.
Great song.
Grimace shouldn't be dancing to Black Betty.
Yeah, you should.
Grimace seemingly, after this, disappeared.
After he danced?
Yeah.
Like-
that was his last appearance.
It's because
idea that you
the quarter pounder cop was like, what was the name of that song, Grimace?
For 40 years, this guy's been delighting our lives. He shows up at a stadium, dances to Black Betty, and disappears?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very strange.
Well, some say he left. It was 2012. He left to help Donald Trump on his campaign.
He left to prevent the Mayan apocalypse.
Yeah.
This is what it was.
Yeah.
What we don't know is that it was actually Indiana Jones killing Grimace to stop the return of whatever was going to end us. The Mayan.
And in July.
Indiana Jones and the Living Milkshake.
Yeah.
I
It
taste bud.
belongs in a McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go.
How old is that bird? Remember, because he's a pedophile.
That was episode 3 of Funbearable.
And I don't want anyone to ever forget it, though.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That there was a period of time.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one of our highest listened to episodes. No
Rightfully
indie
so.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a public service announcement.
Yeah, and it was light and fun, and we're bouncing, and
Yeah.
you know it was a good time. Grimace seemingly disappeared for a number of years. Grimace vanished from public life. I love this.
Yes.
Like they're a
became
starlet.
The J.D. Salinger of McDonald
Like
land.
Grimace shows up one day, and you're like, "It's I thought Grimace died."
Like a Nickelodeon teen star. Yeah, talking about him.
It's Grimace Trachtenberg is the
Yeah.
last name. Ooh,
She
sorry.
died.
I know. R.I.P. Sorry about that.
She was so...
Talented.
liked her.
Talented.
No, I loved her. Yeah, she was great. She was Buffy's sister.
See, I never watched Buffy yet. I'm going to watch it.
That's a shame. You're missing out.
I'm going to watch it. But she was very attractive in Euro Trip. But she was always, like, older than me. So, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she's the same age as me.
Yeah.
But it felt like...
No,
it-
she's younger than you. She was
by 1
39
year?
when she passed. Yeah.
in Harriet the Spy, I felt like that was an older kid for some reason.
Okay.
It just seemed... Maybe because she was doing so many things.
I think everyone... Michelle Trachtenberg is a great example of, like, people know her... Depending on how you know her,
Yeah.
it says a lot about like where you are in that stuff, right? Like some people, it's like, oh, that she's the sister from Buffy, you know.
For me, it was mostly Harriet the Spy.
Harry the Spy. For me, it was no. She was in Pete and Pete. She was
Yes, she
Little
was.
Pete's like best friend.
Was she ever on like one of the All That shows or no?
No,
Nothing?
No.
Only Pete and Pete and Harriet the Spy, I think?
Yeah, and then she was later in Buffy, and then I think
Gossip
like
Girl.
Gossip Girl. Yeah,
Interesting. I didn't, because I don't know if you consider her like an Amanda Bynes, who is like a Nickelodeon like
No,
multi-project thing.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Interesting.
I wouldn't think of her that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is weird. It took a turn.
Yep.
I'm sorry to bring up a real thing in such a very
Grimace
silly space.
left the public eye.
Yes. Let's see. He vanished from public life, appearing only in Malaysian Happy Meal toys. So if you were Malaysian, you would still get
You didn't notice
a
it.
Grimace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also feels like a starlet thing.
Right.
Like that person disappeared, but they did a couple of
did a
commercials.
commercial.
In Malaysia,
In
or
Malaysia,
something?
yeah.
Well, see, da-da-da-da-da. And
Yeah.
they're like, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
That was maybe racist, what I just did. Sorry. His first public appearance after his 2012 disappearance was at the 2020 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
All right, he's back.
Alongside Ronald McDonald.
Okay, so wearing a mask, social
That's
distancing.
right. I wonder if maybe in 2012 we stopped horrible things from happening by making Grimace go away. Somebody locked him in a little box, and then someone opened that box in 2020. I think Grimace. No one knows what the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse look like.
Right.
Is Grimace one? Is he the purple horseman?
Really, yeah, we only know the one is white and his name is Death. So
Right. He goes by, his name is Death, but he might go by another name.
that's true.
Ronald.
Yes.
He's white.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he is kind of white.
I will say, not on your timeline, and I'll paraphrase the facts.
Okay.
Grimace threw out the first pitch at a Mets game last summer, New York Mets baseball team.
Yeah.
And the Mets won like the next 16 games
This is
after
what I'm saying.
Grimace threw out the first pitch.
I have a Grimace fact,
Thanks
too.
to Satan.
Grimace he helped give birth to the Gerber baby.
What?
Like he was a doctor. He delivered it.
You and your doctor.
I like how
Dr.
you said
Grimace.
that. For the audio only listeners, to be clear, Chuck said he helped birth the Gerber baby, and then he did the most self-satisfied little nod and smile, like I just dropped a bomb on you.
Yeah, he did.
I will say, Chuck has introduced me to new people and said Brad was the original Gerber baby. Numerous
That is fun.
times.
That is
Yeah.
fun.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, I like
'Cause
that.
It's hard to disprove.
It is hard to disprove.
No, it's
You know
pretty
what I mean?
easy.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to disprove. You just look up who was the original Gerber baby.
I don't know. Oh no, you were the original Goebbels baby. Dark.
Goebbels adult, please.
Oh God.
By the time that came around.
Goebbels Prime.
Yeah.
No. So Grimace in general is just absolutely insane to me.
Agreed.
I am tickled by that. Like from, I went to school for marketing. I have a degree and I don't use, and it is fascinating to me. I want to get a PhD on just breaking down what Grimace means as a symbol of what the fuck we are. Does that make sense?
Well, can I ask you? Let me ask a question to the table. I'll pose a question. We're all kind of in the same. We all feel similarly about how there was a time in the film industry and television where they were taking more chances and throwing stuff at the wall and being like, "Yeah, let's make this." And
Sure,
see what
sure,
happens. Whereas now it's a lot more calculated. Do you think this is kind of a similar symptom of that time period where they're like, yeah, let's just let someone come up with a thing. Yeah, okay, I don't know, taste bud, sure, whatever. Do you think it's kind of similar to that? Where they're just like, we want to have marketing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think back then there's definitely less, checkpoints along
Yeah,
the way.
exactly,
You're not
exactly.
doing any, you're not doing A/B testing. You're not
Yes.
doing like feedback groups and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
there was less research to say what worked and fewer ways to say to measure, is this working?
It's interesting because so much of our stuff comes from before that things got this way.
Yeah.
So like even now, like if we relate this to like cereal mascots, which is somewhat similar, we still have all the same cereal mascots as we did at that time.
Yeah.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop are also weird. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
What
No,
about
I think all of it is, but it comes from a time, like I said earlier, like the idea of advertising to children was new and novel at that point.
Interesting, yeah.
And so, like, McDonald's it was what it was because it was a product of that time, for sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, now, if you saw a fast food chain now do all of the things that McDonald's did in the 70s and 80s, you'd be like, they're predators.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they are surely predators of these children. You can't do this.
How do we feel about the Burger King kids?
The Kids Club?
Yeah.
I think they were great. I think, you know, what people would say today, if the Burger King Kids Club, the BK Kids Club came out now,
Yeah, wheels.
immediately there would be a whole group of people calling it DEI.
Yeah, I know which group of people that would be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the Statons.
I guess I mean, is the marketing similar, where it's like aimed at children?
It is aimed at children, but it's aimed at children in a different way.
Yeah, I think you can. It's as weird as it sounds. I think you can responsibly market a product aimed towards children.
Yes.
And I don't think McDonald's did that.
No. Like the Pizza Hut like reading program, get a free personal pan pizza. I see that in the same way as like the BK Kids Club.
Interesting, yeah.
The McDonald's thing really was like, we're a fast food chain.
Here's Sesame
and now
Street.
we've realized that we can advertise, we can put these commercials on television during children's programming and be like, look how fucking fun it is here. This is not a cheeseburger. This is a toy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
like the Happy Meal is like, if you think about it, a dystopian like thing. That is, it really is. No?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I hear you. I feel like they have a version of it everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, McDonald's was the first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a strange thing.
Or I
But
guess the first national. I'm sure there were other places with like, oh, from the kids' meal you do this. And
yeah.
McDonald's was supposed to be. They were in contract with Disney World to be all the Disney World eateries were supposed to be McDonald's. But then after all these studies came out about how unhealthy it is, Disney World like pulled their
Yeah.
contract. With
Yeah, they got out of cahoots.
they're gone with the cahoots. No cahoots.
Damn.
Yeah. No
Damn.
hoots. No, that's an interesting. So, all right, we're gonna go to Uncle O Grimacy and see how this came about. Do we know?
No, I don't have any information. I imagine whoever did come up with it either committed suicide or was killed in a way to look like a suicide.
Yeah.
That's what I
throw-
believe.
I'll throw out one thing for it though.
Yeah.
If you are gonna take a character and be like, what character can we duplicate and change? It seems like the easiest one because he's one color.
Why
and he doesn't
wouldn't you have Ronald McDonald's fucking cousin or something? His name's McDonald. It's close enough.
I know.
You know?
I know.
And like to go with like, nah, it's Grimace. We're gonna do Grimace.
I will also right, which means that Grimace's name might be Grimace O Grimace.
It's Americanized. It's been Americanized. It's when Grimace
Went
went
to
through
Ellis
Ellis
Island.
Island. Yeah. It's so sad. It really is. It's really, really sad. It's awful.
So can I give you our experience with Uncle O Grimacy?
Yeah. Hello, listeners and viewers. This is Raymond Harrington, cutting into the podcast briefly to tell you about today's sponsor of Funbearable, Narragansett Beer.
Wow.
We feel very blessed to blessed to have Narragansett as our sponsor because Narragansett is a national beer brand.
Yes.
But they are local to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And they gave us some fun facts about Narragansett, and this is true, and I love it. We've been mispronouncing Narragansett incorrectly.
Yeah.
It's actually Narragansett
Oh, I like
Beer.
this.
Weird that it's not spelled that way though.
but that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, Brad.
English
But
language
that's
is
I mean it's in
interesting.
the email, the
Yeah.
marketing email, Narragansett, like a poinsettia.
Right, I
okay,
like
yeah,
that.
poisonous
Yeah.
to
So
dogs.
don't be. You're gonna look foolish if you ask your local liquor store or beer provider if you live in a state where they have it in grocery stores. You're gonna look a fool if you say, "I would like some Narragansett beer."
Right.
They will laugh you out of the
What
establishment.
should you say instead?
I would like a sixth pack. It's in past tense. A sixth pack of your finest Narragansett beers. Oh. Right?
You can also say a packed six, which is how they used to say it.
Yes.
Even before
Pack
before the
six.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
that's you got to pluralize the right thing.
Yeah.
I would like a pack six
Yeah.
of your Narragansett beer.
Yes.
And the more you can flourish, the
Yes.
better.
I feel like you're setting up our listeners, the Fun Bears, for failure here?
No.
Okay.
Success.
I'm setting them up for absolute success and delicious beers.
I think if you want Narragansett Beer at your local package store, just go to
UPS?
narragansettbeer.com and look for where they sell it, and then go there.
I mean, you
Give them your
could
money.
do that, but I like to hear from the streets. You got to get out there. You got to ask around.
Yeah.
Sidle up to somebody and just say, Narragansett?
That's
and,
it.
and then a wink.
I think we should point that out too. They did tell us if you want to order it, you have to sidle up to someone.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go walk straight up.
No.
Even if you're approached by a waiter,
Whether it's a
sidle
bar or a stranger, you sidle up.
Sidle up.
They
Yeah.
did say that. That's in the facts.
Yeah, so sidle up.
And for our Southwest folks, you can always saddle up
Yep.
to a Narragansett beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said it too many times now, and I'm worried that it's in my mind forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to say it like that for the rest of your life.
It is genuinely wonderful that they sponsor the podcast. We really
Absolutely.
do appreciate it. Our podcast is, I think you could look at our history here and know that we like to take sponsorship, in a light, fun way. But we really do value the idea of like a local business
Yep.
or like a smaller business. That's always really fun. And the fact
Absolutely.
that Narragansett like approached us to do it feels really cool. It's a lot of fun.
It's very, very cool. If you're in the New England area, check out their amazing brewery in Providence, right in the water. It's a really great place to hang out. And yeah, if you're around, a bar, a restaurant, a liquor store, and you want to try it, ask for it. And if they don't have it, say, hey, man, do you listen to Funbearable?
Yeah.
Because start listening to Funbearable. And secondly, start carrying Narragansett beer.
Sabotage their coolers.
Yes.
Sabotage the coolers and with like a little hastily written note that says, if you want this to keep happening, don't get Narragansett beer. And if you want your coolers to cool, pick it up.
What's it called when you... Oh, so here's what you do. Siphon the Freon. Siphon the Freon.
Okay.
Like with a hose? Like
Yeah, so you go out behind the back.
It makes your voice so weird.
You got to crack in. You got to twist.
Yep.
Stick the hose in. You suck. If even a drop gets on your tongue, you're probably going to pass away.
Yeah.
So get your mouth off that thing quick.
Yeah.
But siphon the Freon until you see a case full of that Narragansett beer.
please don't siphon Freon.
And follow them at Gansett Beer on Instagram. Back to the show. Wait, we got another fact. Sorry, what were we going to say?
Oh, no, it wasn't another fact. I was just going to have like a fun transition back to the episode, which
Okay.
is speaking of siphoning, which is a slow drip until things are gone. Back to the show.
Careful of that Freon. We did a senior discount video a long time ago, and with my band, we decided early on that videos were going to be a part of the band in
Yeah.
terms of like getting our name out there, comedy videos. And we did a lot of prank stuff, but eventually we moved into just scripted projects, whether it was sketches or like kind of like an episode of a sitcom where the
Yeah.
band were characters. So one of the last ones we did, we had our lead guitarist had gone and our bassist had gone. And so we had an episode where Christian, my drummer, and I were having our new bassist and our new drummer go through training to be in senior discount. And we had all these dumb, it's a sitcom. We had these ideas of like, you have to do this test, and it's all funny stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Brad was always our friend in the videos,
Yep.
who was his character was Bradley Stevenson, like an elevated version of Brad. Like he's even more like uptight and everything somehow. And he was going through the process, the training as well, just because he loves taking tests. That was the joke. So he
Yep.
was there the whole time. That was his reason. And there was like an A and B storyline. And we were like, well, what should we have Brad doing there just as like a joke thing, not as an actual story? And the story we came up with was that he loved making jokes about obscure characters.
Yes.
And so the whole time,
It was, one was, does the Toxic Avenger use a mop as a weapon?
and someone's like, I guess, and like,
Yeah.
and like he was,
It comes from my habit of actually making obscure
That's the
references
thing.
that no one gets.
he actually does that. So we kind of brought it into the pop culture sphere.
Yeah.
And one of the final characters he referenced was Uncle O Grimace. We were just looking up obscure characters.
Yeah.
We literally
Yeah.
were Googling like obscure characters and things like that. And so we brought Uncle O Grimace, and we were delighted by the idea then. But all it ended up in, as for us, was a mention in the video, not as like anything more than that. And I do love the idea from a perspective of a person that loves bizarre things, that McDonald's came up with an Irish themed mascot.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Spin-off character.
Yeah, it's like it that feels fake. You know
It
what I
does
mean?
feel
It
fake.
feels fake.
It feels
And
like it's in 30 Rock.
yeah, because it's just so far beyond like reason, I think,
Yeah.
right? It gets to that place. I think it's great because it is such a hat on a hat in terms of weird, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Grimace is weird.
Exactly.
No one has ever has ever like reasoned that out for me or anything like that. Grimace is weird. I don't understand why they created it. I don't understand why they kept up with it. It makes no sense to me. And so for them to go, what if he was weirder? And that's what they did. You know what I mean? What if that worked?
And you said he brings the Shamrock Shakes from Ireland?
Yes. He brings them from Ireland.
Okay, a lot.
There's a Shamrock Shake spring where it flows from the ground.
Is he coming like a giant
The
ship?
Emerald Isle produces it. It secretes it.
Right.
And he stores it in his
In his body?
in his body. Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
no.
one of those magical.
You're
it's
just milking
It's
Uncle
like a
Grimace.
magical realism kind of thing.
Yep.
Where he stores so much more than what his physical body is.
I didn't
Well,
want to say
but
this part.
by the end of the month,
He's very thin.
he's Christian Bale in The Machinist. Thin.
yeah, he's very thin.
So I didn't
and
wanna say
his
this.
cloaca is so cold.
You have to milk him
Yeah.
to get the shake.
Well, no, it comes out of the cloaca.
Well, you have to kind of like massage
Yeah.
it. He shrieks.
Oh, he squirms.
Yeah.
What's weird is for a long time they thought the scientists at McDonald's thought they were hurting him. But then it wasn't until they could finally understand his Irish brogue
Yep.
where they realized he was saying like, "Oh no, I fucking love it." You know what I mean? Like that's
Then they brought in that translator.
yeah.
And that was a character from So I Married an Axe Murderer, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was just Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So Mike Myers.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers was there as
He
well.
was there, yeah, because they were really trying everything. You know,
like what if he liked onion rings? No, that's Burger King. Damn. Yeah, but it is insane.
Man, the idea, just a drunk woman at a bar, and she's like, "So, is there an Onto Grimace?"
Ah, that's good.
Like his
The idea
first-
of
his uncle.
1975.
Yeah.
They come out with this when the Irish Troubles were fully in effect.
Oh well, America didn't
Is
care.
crazy. That's why
about
the
other
Onion
countries.
article line there.
Yeah.
A lot of news places like picked it up and they kept that part of it in.
Where do you what side do you think Uncle O'Grimacy fell on?
I think we know what side Uncle O'Grimacy fell
right.
on. I think he would say is what the Onion article purported that the only good British soldier is a dead British soldier. You know, he has a lot in common with our Revolutionary War. Yeah. If you think about it.
I'm gonna say, thinking about it from a different perspective,
Oh, good.
I'm a little disappointed that we haven't met more of the Grimace.
This is what I was
family
saying a
members.
moment ago. Yeah. What if it had succeeded? What if people were like, we love extra weird, right? And they wanted more Grimace.
More Grimace.
And so we got Grimaces for every holiday. You know what I mean? And could really incorporate.
It's interesting because this one is a holiday, but it's also purporting to be an ethnic food,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
if he's bringing them from Ireland, according
Yeah.
to the lore, but the other holidays don't have ethnic foods attached to them for the most part. So you'd have to choose: do we want it to be like from a different country or part of the world, or do we want it to be a holiday?
You could. What if there was like a 4th of July Grimace? Oh, you know what I mean? Uncle Grimace. No, Sam. Uncle Sam.
yeah.
Uncle Samus.
I could see him in the outfit for
Oh,
sure.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
Is he-
scary.
and by the way, he's white. He's stark white.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because we had to choose one of the three colors.
And you went with that one?
I think for the 4th of July, that's what we're doing. And he has the hat,
Yeah.
he has the beard, and he has the coat.
Well, what do you maybe
He's holding fireworks.
maybe 4th of July is too I mean it's American, right?
Yeah.
And so regular Grimace would be celebrating that essentially, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's-
Red, white, blue, and purple.
So maybe regular Grimace puts on the Uncle Sam outfit.
Yeah.
For 4th
We
of
get
July.
regular Grimace doing Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But his
Oh.
headdress is offensive.
Oh, definitely.
And
No, we need Chief. We need
Stop. Wait, stop.
yeah.
Oh no!
Unless you want to go
big Grimace.
Yes.
Chief Big Grimace.
By the way, can we talk about the fact that again, I wish we could come up with the Mandela effect,
Yes.
Mandela effect, where it's like somewhere life changed and like things are different.
Yeah.
It's horseshit. It's just
Yes.
no, you remember things.
Right.
That's how it works. The Berenstain Bears
Versus
Berenstain
Barons,
Bears,
yes.
all that stuff.
I think a lot of it is chalked up to the fact that these things actually have variations.
Sure, they have variations, or like we just shortened things or intentionally mispronounced certain things that become part of the zeitgeist, right? Like
Yeah.
like Reese's
Right.
PCs. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Nobody's like, when I remember there was a rapper and there was a Y on it, and
Yeah.
you would say it that
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
stuff like that. Anyway, I wish I could like snap my fingers and make the world not know about Grimace. And then just like, here, look, this is a thing that everybody's cool with. And I think it would blow people's minds. I think Grimace is insane to me. Just the name.
I was just going to say, there's
Yeah.
two aspects of this that we haven't even brought up yet.
We've got Big Purple Blob that
Yeah.
originally had 4 arms.
Yep.
That was originally, I'm going to take your milkshake, but now is like, I love you. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Why is
Doesn't-
his name Grimace?
well, let me get to it, honey. That was the next thing I was going to say. Is like his name is Grimace.
Right.
It's a negative thing.
Right.
Someone grimaces.
Yeah, it's not
at
grin.
something. Yeah, it's like a wince.
Yeah.
It's like ugh, like the kind of.
Hamburglar makes perfect sense.
He burgles hams.
He burgles hamburgers.
Yeah.
Grimace, what did he just frown?
I
Is
don't
he
know.
just upset?
Well, originally he was supposed to be
Mean.
mean, a bad man. So maybe that's why he was grim. But even then, what kid is going to be like, oh yeah, tell me about it? I'm grimacing all the time.
Yeah.
Also, I think I might be wrong on this, so please correct me. Isn't he the Grimace, not just Grimace? I think he's.
I think
Grimace.
it's just Grimace.
It might be Grimace the Grimace, honestly.
I think it's the
How
Grimace.
the Grimace stole Christmas?
I think it's the Grimace.
I'm looking here.
He may
The
have-
McDonald's wiki just says Grimace made his first appearance, not the Grimace. So I don't know.
Maybe you
That's-
are confusing it and conflating it with the Grinch.
Oh my God! It's a Mandela effect.
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really insane that this whole thing exists
Yeah.
from McDonald's
Yep.
to
Yeah.
sell cheeseburgers to children.
And it worked.
What if
Well, not
Big
to me.
Purple Blob?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
What if Big Purple Blob? I say we bring back Grimace and we make him like real. And I don't mean like a funny stuffed thing.
Okay.
I want to see like a CGI Grimace.
Oh, okay. CGI.
That, like gets cut open and you see the insides.
I was thinking
of
you
him.
wanted like let's get a CRISPR machine up and running and let's DNA
Oh, okay.
a real Grimace.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Since we only see 2 Grimaces total,
Yeah.
most people just the one. Just the original
Yep.
perp.
Right.
Purple. OP. The OG OP. Old Grimace, old Purple. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. My brain is falling apart.
Yes.
Full disclosure to listeners, watchers at home. We're having like a 2-day warm period in this winter, and it has absolutely obliterated my sinuses
Really?
and brain. I can't
Yep.
fucking process. It's crazy. I feel like an animal that got put in another like biosphere.
Okay.
That it's like you can't leave him in there; he'll die.
Yeah.
Right. Grimace. I want to see I want to see a cross section of Grimace. I want McDonald's.
You want a quarter of the Grimace?
I want McDonald's to produce imagery that defends this thing. What is this? Cut it half, just one
Yeah.
slice. And I want to see the inside of it. What does a Grimace's skeleton look like? Are there big ribs, or is it little but a lot of like blubbery stuff? Right.
Yeah.
That's what I. Oh,
We've
was he a
only
man?
seen the one. Is the Grimace that we see grimacely obese?
Oh.
Is he grimacely obese? Which we should absolutely bring that in. If you're like really bottom heavy,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
as a fat person, I can say this.
Instead of pear shaped.
Pear shaped, grimace shaped.
Yep.
Pear shape? Not exactly.
Yeah.
Have you seen the McDonald's land
I mean,
commercials?
like real pear. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, ooh, pear shape.
I gotta say,
That's a grimace shape.
as a child, Grimace seemed like the most huggable McDonald's mascot
Yeah,
to
it was
me.
a big,
Big
fucking
plush
butt
thing.
plug.
Yeah. Well,
It was a butt plug.
for a big butt.
Have you seen Grimace's ass?
No, Chuck has.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! It's like, have you seen Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Of course.
When Station goes from two little alien creatures that smash into each other
Yep.
to create one big alien creature with a huge ass crack.
Yeah.
I didn't like
It's
that.
You will never see the back of Grimace.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yep, because that you see the big ass crack
Yep.
and the port where they have to plug in.
I don't even know if I've seen not a front-facing Grimace.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around and has another face. Right?
That's what it is.
I don't
He
know.
has a face on every side.
I don't know. What is Grimace? What is a Grimace?
Yeah.
What is a Grimace? Which is also the name of my new book of poetry.
Also,
What is a Grimace?
so
by Ray
if
Harrington.
if Uncle O'Grimacy brings America some Shamrock Shakes,
Yeah. His milkshakes bring all the Grimaces to the yard.
what is Grimace sending back to Ireland?
Guns.
Okay.
It's obvious.
you milk Grimace for guns.
Bullets. That's what
no,
the bullets
Grimace.
go.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You remember
Milkshakes for guns.
Do you remember? I believe it was Obama got in a little hot water for the Fast and Furious project there that they were doing.
Yes.
Where they were selling guns.
Yep.
Grimace was the guy. Was the meat.
Oh.
You would
makes
show
sense.
up at like an abandoned warehouse.
Yep.
And Grimace would walk out.
Yep.
With an AK-47. Right. And so they were
He's like,
sending
hey,
guns.
there are many like it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what the song
Yeah.
"Zombie" by Cranberries is about. With the guns and their bombs
Yep.
and their bombs and their guns. That it was about Grimace supporting the Irish Troubles in a really weird way. They had to do it by back channel because the UK is an ally.
Yeah.
Britain is an ally to America.
Right.
So we couldn't have been supplying firearms to the Irish.
Right.
Fighting in the Troubles, the IRA. Grimace could do it.
Yep.
Because Grimace is not a U.S. citizen.
Wow.
He's not even
He's a
of
citizen
this world.
He's of McDonald's land.
You know,
Yeah.
the other day,
Hell.
my nephew texted me. He's like, "Hey, I have to make a diorama about a U.S. foreign policy decision. I need to reach out to him and be like,
So Brad's
get
like
Grimace."
making the Bay of Pigs out of popsicle sticks.
I told him to do Ronald.
This is a real sweaty JFK wondering how it's going to turn out.
I told him to do Ronald Reagan's "Tear Down This Wall" speech.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I thought that would be easy to diorama.
What about Pearl Harbor?
It was less of a foreign policy decision.
Yeah, I guess
more
that's
something
true.
inflicted.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a decision.
There were some decisions made that day.
Yeah.
There were some decisions. Some would say we knew.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke. But man, Grimace. Just what is Grimace?
Yep.
Yeah.
What
Living
does
milkshake.
Grimace stand for? What are Grimace's beliefs? Where does Grimace come from is a big one because that would tell if we allow for an Uncle O'Grimacy, that would say to me that Grimace comes naturally from that place.
Right. There's a lineage of Grimaces.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that Grimace comes from Ireland.
Yep.
Does that mean this purple Grimace comes from America?
This
It's
is
insane.
There's a lot of questions here about the Grimace.
I love that Grimace existed during Vietnam.
Okay.
That makes me, for some reason, it fills me with joy. It really does. The same idea of like samurais and Abraham Lincoln
Yes.
living at the same
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
The fact that Grimace and Vietnam could be together in the same place, right? Grimace, in a lot of ways, if you think about it, is Forrest Gump,
That's what I'm thinking.
right?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
right. Just sort of finds himself in these situations.
Yeah. Stumbling through life.
Owns a chain of restaurants.
Sits down next to someone at a bar, and he's like, "Wow, what do you think of that Jodie Foster? I'd do anything to impress her."
And just like Forrest Gump, this Grimace almost got AIDS.
Yeah.
That's fucking horrible. Grimace was famously against the AIDS quilt that was
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Really weird.
Pretty bad.
Weird stand to take, Grimace.
I can't nail down Grimace's politics. I guess that's why he's purple.
Yeah.
A little bit of red,
Little bit of blue.
Yeah. Maybe that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's great.
That's it's a message for bipartisanship.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love it if, let's say you come up with a character, a mascot, and then you don't want to use it anymore. Like McDonald's famously kind of shed a bunch of their mascots.
Yeah.
I feel like other companies should be able to buy your mascots and give it new life. What do you think about that?
I love the idea. I
Wouldn't
think
that be
it's
great?
fantastic.
What else is Grimace pitching in your
I mean, there's one
warped,
obvious choice.
fragile mind?
Well, there is butt plugs, but I want to.
No. The most obvious choice. ED, baby.
Oh,
Wow.
Say hello to Purple Chews.
Yeah.
All right? If
That's-
your Grimace is looking a little Grimace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and then
not bad.
And then he pops a Purple Chew, and then he just whoop, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's a grower,
Yeah.
not a shower. What if that's it? Oh my God, take boners out of it. What if the
God,
Grimace that
how?
we see, and the reason he's Grimace shaped,
is
because this is Grimace flaccid.
flaccid Grimace? Yeah.
What if an erect Grimace is like, and
Yeah.
he's just one big cylinder?
One
this
big
whole-
veiny cylinder.
For the
So
past
many veins.
50 years, he's been waiting for that moment.
Oh, we just haven't seen him hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not on camera.
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Not at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day
Right.
parade.
Yes.
But depends on which float he's on, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Cha cha cha.
Dennis Miller and the Grimace present
Present.
the 2025 Oscars.
There's enough clowns in the White House, right? Like that kind of thing. Yeah. No, Grimace is insane. I say embrace it. I still believe that he is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I
Yeah.
think bringing back Grimace is a sign,
Yeah.
right? Like last year, it was Grimace's birthday, apparently.
Yes, I saw this. The
And
Grimace shake.
yeah, and so
that's
they
right.
brought
Yeah,
out
the
they
purple
brought out the
shake.
purple
Yeah.
shake, which is just like it's what are we doing here?
Yep.
Oh, so I guess he does also produce milkshake from his cloaca.
Yep.
Because that's what it was.
Yeah,
they
it
did
was-
a limited time.
They squeezed him for the first time for
Yeah.
1 year. He agreed to it. But for years they've been trying, and he said on my birthday, we're going to do it for 1 year. We're going to have a limited supply.
Have you seen his behind the scenes documentary? It came out on the same day that the British OnlyFans woman
Oh yeah.
that slept with like 100 men that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes like documentary thing. It was going around Twitter for a while. Same day, they came out with a behind the scenes documentary of milking Grimace
Oh,
for the purple shake.
Yep.
And let's just say you can tell like it's sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's making it sound like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
No fucking
way.
way.
And then the guys that lined up to fucking fill the cups, gross.
I think
Gross.
it would be fun if there was a company that had a successful mascot and they were going out of business and like we have some stuff to pay off. Tony the Tiger is up for auction. Whoever wants to bid on Tony the Tiger, I think there's some value there.
Well, I think the hard part though is if you bought that mascot,
Yes.
what you're doing is sort of perpetuating what is already in the mind space of that thing. That thing takes up the thought of that thing. Like Kleenex, you think of a tissue, right? Ronald McDonald, you think McDonald's.
Sure.
You can go down the line with all these things.
Yeah.
Toucan Sam.
Yeah.
Right?
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. If someone else bought Toucan Sam and they spent that money and then they created an ad campaign, what you would do is you would look at that like billboard or whatever it was and you'd go,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
I wonder, do you think if Starbucks, let's say Starburst bought Toucan Sam,
Okay.
do you think enough time could go by that we would just associate it with Starburst?
Yes.
Yeah, it would take time.
Yeah.
It would definitely take time. I would say maybe if you need to rely on that amount of time, you should probably just have your own
Yeah.
mascot, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Do an upside down Grimace looking thing.
Yep.
What if it's real thin on the bottom, big on top,
Yeah.
right? And just pick a different color.
Yeah. I like that.
Grimace is weird, and no
Yeah.
one can ever explain to me, I don't think. Challenges to you, listener, viewer. If you can explain to me like why Grimace was a good idea, I would love to hear it.
Drugs.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. And I think it's so bad that it comes around the other side and I go, oh, I love it.
Oh, I think so too.
Do you think there's anybody out in the world with a Grimace tattoo?
Yes.
Oh,
1000%.
There's probably someone with an Uncle O'Grimacy tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
don't like that at
Yeah,
all.
oh, for
I'd
sure.
like that person to walk down some back alleys in Dublin, let me tell you. It's a shillelagh.
It's celebratory. That's
It's
funny.
your culture.
This is you to me.
Yeah, well, you know how the Irish are. Slurp, slurp with their milkshakes. friends with clowns.
I love that.
That is insane. Grimace, man, maybe Funbearable
Yes, we'll buy the Grimace.
can get a mascot that is Grimace levels fucking insane.
I would love it.
I mean, I think we already have one that's Grimace levels of insane.
Well, no, I mean mascot.
The mascot.
Like fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, insane in that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
like people would like want a stuffed toy of it.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, they would want a stuffed toy of me. You could pull a string, and I'd
Yep.
say things like,
Yeah, see,
Yep.
that's and the string's not where you think it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It is
It's
very
size accurate,
very
though.
string-like. Yeah.
I have like the anal beads with a loop and the string, and it's like, which one? Which one are you gonna pull? That'd be great.
Chuck said he needs to record stuff for the stuffed animal today. Why did he say I need to fall down some stairs to get the sound accurate for when you pull the beads? Is that an old-timey engine turning over? No, it's pulling anal beads out of my butt.
Love it. A doll with a pull string, but it's
I don't love it.
Why do I only hear like an old Looney Tunes jalopy car going? Well, viewer listener, if you have an idea for our Grimace-like mascot, please let us know.
Oh, I'd love
I would
it.
love to know. I do, man. I think I'm coming around. I think after talking about Grimace for what scientists are calling too long,
Yes.
I think I've come around on the other side. I think I love Grimace now.
All right.
I
wow, our work here is done. Woo, 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 woo.
this goes back to what I'm saying. I like the time period when they were like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I miss that time because you get a lot of weird shit out of that time.
I know there is weird shit, but I think what Grimace represents of just truly batshit, like
Yeah.
this connects to our business in zero ways.
Yes.
It gives the idea to the customer / viewer or person taking in this advertising in no way to what we have.
Yeah.
It doesn't even come close to looking like food or representing food.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders is more related to chicken than
Yeah.
a Grimace to anything McDonald's sells.
Do you
Yeah.
think that a guy came up with, let's make a taste bud, here's the design? Or do you think a guy said, here's my design, what is this? And someone's like, a taste bud?
I think there was probably like a bunch of sketches done of
Yes.
different characters, and for whatever reason, I'm sure there was an alternative that almost like we know Grimace the same way, another universe somewhere. One of the alternatives,
One of the Mandela effects.
yeah, they know, a completely different mascot that
Right.
makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one. Maybe the fillet of fish.
Yeah.
Could that be something?
You can have a fish guy.
You could have a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not have a fish?
If we have a bird, we have a fish. That makes
yeah.
sense.
Why don't they have like a
Fish, bird, monkey man.
yellow rain jacket and hat kind of fisherman
I
guy
like
from
that.
McDonald
Right.
Land? That
Yeah.
makes sense. It's
Yeah.
yellow. That's very McDonald-y.
He catches the fillet of fish, and like when he does this, it actually comes out of the water like a fillet of fish sandwich.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
That's
look at what
fun.
I caught in me net.
And he,
you know?
and he throws
Yeah.
it in the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, That's
exactly.
fun. I like that.
He's got the beard. He's got the pipe. You know.
Okay, he's joining Dr. McFrankenstein's.
Oh,
posse.
I don't know.
I
that
think
he
it makes
needs to.
sense, though.
It does.
I think
It does make more sense
it's
than
more
most.
sense than Grimace.
Than most of what Dr. McFrankenstein has come
Can
up
you
with.
imagine the room that day?
Yep.
Where they were looking at all of like the little printed cards and like the Don Draper of Mad Men is there.
Yep.
And he's pitching this. When I see Grimace, what I think of is childhood, happiness, the love of my mom cooking me a meal. Why?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else is like, why do you feel that way
And he
about
holds
this?
a picture of his mom.
Yeah, and it looks like Grimace. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Ray Kroc's mom looked like shit.
Yeah.
That's
This very pear-shaped woman.
Have you seen Once Eating Gilbert Grape?
what if she was grape?
Yep.
What if she was? Yeah.
What if she was grape? I wonder if Smuckers was like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
yeah.
they
of
got
course,
us.
of
They
course.
got us. What do we get? We got to get the weather guy from Good Morning America. Telling people that old people are around.
Smuckers could purchase the Grimace.
Smuckers could.
This is what I'm talking about.
Are we slowly creating like a YA alternative future kind of dystopia where the corporations have gone to war with their mascots. Like they've made animatronic AI based mascots that go to war.
I mean, the word hellscape has come to mind several times during this episode.
A Mick hellscape,
Yes.
if you will.
I think of it in the same way that like we're in this terrible continuity loop of what's already popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Being rebooted.
Yeah.
And now even products are getting in on that idea where they're like, no new stuff.
No,
we have
only
to
old.
we only can recycle the Fruit Loops bird.
Yep.
Toucan Sam.
What happens is we did everything on the computers, and it's all algorithm based now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all of the creatives in the ad agencies are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now we got this, and it's just kind of regurgitating the same thing.
Exactly.
You know, what if McGruff the crime dog loved pizza?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just and then that's what you get.
I'm McGruff the pizza dog.
This is really getting my wheels spinning. That's all I'm going to say.
I love that.
This mascot world.
That's what it says on Purple Chew.
Yeah.
This will really get your wheels spinning. I think that's perfect. That is a perfect mascot for an erectile dysfunction pill.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's oh my god.
That is great.
That's great. Well, we got to get into a garage with a big bathtub.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we start making homemade ED pills. You know,
I think Purple Chew works.
it's like moonshine. What's the word that we could use? Goonshine. We make goonshine.
that's
that was
good.
actually pretty great.
Yeah.
That
This
was pretty
is
great.
this is all great stuff.
You're like, this isn't even a podcast. This is just a creative
This is a
meeting.
marketing meeting.
You're writing a check right now.
we back-ended our way into a Dr. Genius episode.
But yeah, it's man, I didn't realize we would take this whole episode to talk about Grimace,
Yep.
but I don't regret it because
No.
it's a conversation that needed to be had.
I think so.
Yeah, it's really good to clear the air.
I'd like
Yeah.
to say this. I think certain things have joined the pantheon of our podcast. Mm-hmm. E.T.,
Yep.
Brad's love of hot dogs, that's frightening for most.
The Funbearable Hall of Shame.
Yes.
Yes, and I think the Grimace is the newest curiosity that's part of our world.
I think it makes sense. It kind of represents a lot of what Grimace is within the podcast. Why does
Yeah.
it exist?
Yeah.
Who thought this was a good idea? What is it trying to do?
Cut it open. I want to see its inside.
Who is allowing this?
Who's responsible for this? Yeah. Oh my god, I really do. Man, I'm back around.
Yeah, Grimace is good.
I started nay Grimace. I'm back to yay Grimace.
Yay, Grimace. I say so.
All right, let's go around. So we're both yay Grimace.
Absolutely.
Bradley.
Thumbs up! Yay, Grimace!
The Grimace joins the pantheon.
Yes.
That's it. Well, thank God we now know who's going to fill this fourth chair. We're going to have to take the arms off.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. I won't be the fat one anymore. Oh, we got to get Grimace.
I won't be the most purple one anymore.
Or the most bald. Did you know Grimace has to shave every day?
Wow.
Oh,
Because actually, that's why it's purple.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's like if
It's
you,
razor burn.
it's like when you see like a bear that has no fur.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is that alien creature?
Right. Yeah.
If he filled in, you'd be like, oh, actually, Grimace is like beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Beautiful mane.
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
He was doing Pantene Pro V commercials for a while. He was doing the thing with the flip of the hair. Oh, and the shine, and it was beautiful. Salma Hayek was just like, Edie's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What if, and I'm just throwing this out
Why
there.
did I just wake up?
we don't have to ping pong this that much. I just want to put it on the table and let you guys enjoy a piece of cake. What if the story was Grimace? It's like a movie. He is a mascot, but for nothing, and he's trying to find his place. So the whole movie is him going to different companies.
It's a "Are you my mother?" kind of.
Yes.
Are you my mommy? Kind of thing. Yeah.
And he it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit a little bit.
Okay.
But he's going to different places, and it's like take one Pantene Pro V commercial, and he's trying to become a mascot for something.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
That would
Maybe
be
he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
If McDonald's. If you want to make an origin of the Grimace movie that's bizarre
We'll
and
write it.
strange, and it's a comedy, and the Grimace, it takes place in the 70s, 60s, 70s.
Ooh, yeah.
And he goes through all the brands of the time, and he's trying out with Joe Camel, and he's trying to do the
Yeah.
line. And eventually, he finds his home.
Yes.
That would
I
be
like
cool.
this.
That would be
into
fun.
this.
Yeah, it's going to be written by Chuck Staten, Ray Harrington, and Alan Smithy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's nice too is the three of us, we don't have to get like competitive about like, well, I want to be in it more, all that stuff.
No.
Because the three of us will be in
the suit, yeah.
operating. You know what I mean? It's like a Big Bird with three guys.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room in there.
Yes.
It'd be so funny if it showed the X-ray and it's Ray in the middle like this and me like this.
Yeah.
Like that with the other arm.
That's what it is. That's absolutely what it is. Somebody's got to make the eyes move.
I think I'm just gonna call it now. I want a future episode of Funbearable to be this story of the Grimace,
Oh, like a script.
like a script, finding his way to
know.
where he belongs.
Well, if there was anything that could destroy Gibby completely, a Grimace
Yeah.
would be able
That's
to do
true.
that.
That's true.
I still can't get over the name. Like someone said, yes, a negative facial expression is what the name is. Well, it's like calling him frown.
Can I give you a possible devil's advocate?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
So you know how like on like a lot of the cartoons and TV shows for kids of like the 90s and 80s, like Fraggle Rock and Gummy Bears had like an antagonist. Mm-hmm. If the antagonist of, let's just stick with Gummy Bears, you could just be like, this is Grimace.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But also, like, why keep the name if you're like, we're changing it, we're going to remove two of the arms,
Oh, for
and we're going to
sure.
make him Ronald's pal.
For sure.
Maybe don't call him like Dr. Steely or what,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like Professor Murder. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And it's
exactly.
like your best pal. That's weird.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I think it's a weird thing.
It's a very confusing
Well,
thing.
thing.
Bud.
Thing.
Yeah.
Bud.
I don't think I think the race of Grimace, I think goes it has gone beyond gender. You know what I mean? I think to call a Grimace anything would be incorrect. Does that
agree.
make sense?
Yeah, I agree with
we
that.
say he because it's what our brains can handle.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if we knew the truth of what Grimace's like thing is,
Yeah.
our minds would explode.
Yeah.
Especially people that have an issue with pronouns.
I think we should just call him Bud because he's a taste bud.
I think if you asked him what are your pronouns, he would be like, actually, I have verbs. And it's very hard to explain, but they're verbs.
Slither.
Slither in. And you're like, house of?
Slither and
Slither?
squeal.
No, I slither in.
Slither and squeal.
Yeah, I get very flat. And you're like, what? What do you mean? He goes, I could slip under a door. Why? That's how we do it.
The mass is huge, though. It's like it takes
It takes a while.
minutes.
It takes a while.
Yeah. Just like I want to
Stop
know.
me! Stop me! Stopping him under the door.
This episode stopped being an episode about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I am genuinely so into the Grimace thing right now. It's wild, and I want to know. I want to know what other Grimaces there are.
I think-
like what the home planet is.
I
Or
think there's probably going to be a Grimace script, and they'll probably allude to the other Grimaces by the end, when like a post-credits.
where do
scene.
they? Do you? Okay, in your heart of hearts.
Yes.
Do you feel for yourself what Grimace is to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that Grimace comes from another planet, from hell, from some sort of heaven, from our collective minds? Is he
Yeah.
an imaginary friend? Like, where do you think Grimace comes from?
I think I relate him most to Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street.
Okay.
It feels like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
relationship between Big Bird and Snuffleupagus, for some reason, is similar to Ronald McDonald and the Grimace. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's imaginary. I think Snuffleupagus eventually was not imaginary.
Right.
Correct.
I think that the Grimace. I think McDonald's Land is like a different universe.
I was going to
it's
say,
like
like our friends, the Beastie Boys once said, another dimension, another dimension,
Yeah.
another dimension.
Okay.
Another dimension.
That's fair. That is fair. I feel like maybe in Vietnam,
oh no.
Oh boy, Agent Purple.
when someone was
Purple.
laying in the jungle, mortally wounded,
Yep.
fading away, Jacob's ladder, if
Yeah.
you will. In their minds, they met Grimace.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think Grimace is a thing that happened from a very bad place. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the world was so shitty, it birthed Grimace. I think Grimace is what we deserve. Does that make
Wow.
sense?
Alternate,
I can accept it.
alternate hypothesis. Grimace debuted in 1971. Is that correct?
Correct.
2 years prior, moon landing. What did NASA bring back
Wow.
from the moon?
Wow.
Are we into Hollow Moon territory?
Wow.
Is McDonald Land in the moon?
Wow.
It's made of cheese.
The moon character, McDonald's. Remember that guy?
Mac the Knight.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying
The
Mac
weird
the Knight.
sunglass moon?
Yes.
I almost bought a toy of him this weekend.
Yeah, so insane. So insane. That was a different time. Cocaine.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll say the idea of Grimace's skeletal structure
Yeah.
being so bizarre for the 1G of Earth gravity.
Yeah, maybe he...
What about 1/6 G
Yeah,
moon gravity?
What if he's an orb?
Maybe it makes sense.
What if he's an
He's
orb
an
on
orb,
his gravity?
But he's pulled down.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That is good. That is smart.
Like a water balloon.
Yes.
Right?
That is
Yep.
good.
Yeah. We're
I
really
think
on
That
something.
makes the most sense of anything
Wait,
we've
so
said.
by that, wouldn't he then be, because of his other stuff we know, is he filled with milkshake? Is milkshake some sort of lifeblood for a Grimace?
We're
Yes.
drinking Grimace blood?
I would not be surprised.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
least. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a big plan and it's going to be Aliens style. One day, things will burst out of our bodies because we ingested this. I'm going to say it. I can't believe we're here. Milkshakes are Grimace jizz. That's all I'm going to say.
I think so. I think he doesn't.
was gonna
it's
say
Where's
the
that
blood.
gavel?
It's not, it's not necessarily blood. It's the thing. It's the essence of his life.
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
So it
it's
can
jizz
Anima.
the way we understand it.
Got it,
Yes.
got
It's
it.
jizz. It's blood. It's milk. It's all the same.
Yes.
It's all. It's.
And that's your poetry book. Yeah, it's
all-
jizz, it's blood, it's milk.
If we're going by alien logic, they do have like this goo.
Yeah.
That is amorphous and it
They
changes
do. Yes.
in the movies.
Yeah.
And I think it's purple, and I think it's very similar. And don't look into the egg.
And then you become one.
Yes.
Oh no! This has been a really weird ride, but
Yep.
I've really enjoyed it, and it is something that I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, I love a deep dive into a weird creation.
Sure,
Yes.
You know,
that's
Yep.
and that's on your dating profile. I love a deep dive into a weird creation.
It's going to be on my tombstone.
Folks out there, thank you so much for hanging out with us during this unique discussion. We appreciate it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, theories, or otherwise, please send us an email, funbearablepod
Diagrams.
at gmail.com or through socials at funbearablepod. If you work for the McDonald's marketing department and want to kick a little seed money our way for this Grimace movie, like, I'm just saying, they did a Pop-Tarts movie, they did a Flamin' Hot Cheetos, they did a
and one of them's got to be good one of these days.
Yeah.
and why not?
Tetris was good.
Why not?
Sure.
The
Blackberry was
Grimace,
good.
the Grimace origin story.
True. Yeah, we're here. Oh, and speaking of, if any McDonald's marketing people are watching or any McDonald's people, I just want this out there now to say it.
Yep.
If in the following days, weeks, months, any of us are found dead and it's a presumed suicide,
Yeah.
I want to clear now. I wouldn't, and I didn't. And so if I am found dead, it is McDonald's that has done this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are being silenced.
If Brad is found dead, it's McDonald's, but not in the same way that Ray means.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if it's like, oh, Ray Harrington committed suicide, I didn't. McDonald's silenced me. If
Yeah.
Brad did, I mean, it's 50-50.
Right.
Chuck, how do you feel?
40,
I don't
60.
know. I get pretty down.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
it's a half and half, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys are just telling McDonald's that they can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, if I'm covered in purple milkshake, that's not part of my suicide plan.
Yeah. If he has a huge smile on his face, that's a big giveaway too.
Yeah, right.
Check his butt.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Check his butt. Can we make a non-suicide pact? And
Okay.
just say we won't because
just for
so
the next
truth
couple
can
weeks.
live.
Yeah.
Next,
For
next
the
few
next-
weeks.
for the next few weeks.
Yeah,
After
only
that,
for,
we're
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Great. Well, folks, thank you again for being with us on this bizarre ride we call Funbearable. We appreciate you very, very, very much. For Ray Harrington and Chuck Staten, I'm Brad Rohr saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being Funbearable.
I think this is the beginning of something.
I think in a lot of ways it's the beginning of the end.
The end times?
The end is the beginning is the end? There's a
don't know.
U2 song?
I don't know.
He's coming back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no. Oh no, that's
Grimace
that's
Jesus?
no.
Is Grimace
I think that was a
Jesus?
threat about Dr. McF Frankenstein.
Oh no, I was just taking it as
Yeah,
Grimace
yeah.
is Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Seems a lot of the prophecies in the Bible are dual level.
The boulder they rolled was him.